Oke guys, kita masuk game yang pertama antara RCC melawan Onic ya guys ya. Oke, match ini akan menentukan siapakah yang akan melawan Fireflux yang berhasil mengalahkan Blacklist sebelumnya. Match ya guys ya, bukan game. Karena ini game yang pertama di match terakhir hari ini waktu bagian Rusia ya. Oke, gue berharapnya sih Onic sih yang menang, biar chance All Indonesian Final ada. Soalnya PH udah kalah guys, 1.
You gotta love it. Kind of looking at what we got here. This Phobius mid, mind-blowing, is risky for RCC to pull this out.
Sans dengan seorang Vexananya di sini dan 1-1 Albert, 1-1 kemenangan Albert di season 6 ya. Ya baik deh.
What is that white noise in the background? Is that the crowd? Oh, wiser though.
One hit.
Not looking any wiser. Might take a hit.
Dimasukin nama Sans. Mantap Sans. Gila Sans. Kena damage dari seorang gila Sans.
Create some win conditions and the crowd's like, who cares about your win conditions? Let's hype up RCC. Let's go. And we got the power-ups already happening here from both sides. Keyboy taunting
Keyboy
RCC.
pakai itunya EVOS ya. Sebenarnya EVOS ini emang dunia guys. Apa-apa harus EVOS biar terkenal banget walaupun Onic sudah terkenal sekali ya. Sang penguasa CA guys. Angkat kau ya. Biasanya power flicker sih.
RCC again, kind of building back off of what I was saying. They have to wait into this mid to the late game, right? They have the Tigreal, so they have the implosions, they have the team fight capability, but Onic has the pressure. They have the grit, and you can already see.
Oh, the pin.
One shot.
Forced to back off. Troublemaker comes in with a demonic force. Able to dunk on top of Boots. Move on to Kyrie, but now he's in between 4 members. He's stuck. Can he find a way out?
Angkat Kai. Hampir saya membawa 2 orang tadi ke itu ya. Jadi korbannya. Killnya Vexana, oke.
4-0 at this point. Right now, San's just powering up. Again, Onic, they're really aggressive right now. 4-0. You can already see the crossbow being picked up by Albert. That's just going to give them more attack speed. And they don't even need to buy boots. That's why Wanwan's so great. And also, not only that, RCC has 2 tank heroes, right? You have the Kai, you have the Tigreal. So again, RCC is going to have to rely on making sets and making plays against a team like Onic. Here we go. This is what we wanted.
And on the Keyboy there, should be able to get the kill.
Menjadi korban. 2 mantap di all-in. 1 tukar 3 ya.
Picks up 1 as well. Just when RCC thought they had him, Onic hits him back.
Boots is on fire.
Outplay yang sangat bagus dari seorang Kyrie. Jebiting yang sangat manis dari seorang Keyboy membuat resource skill dari teman RCC habis. Itu dia, cantik sekali.
I got this. Boom. Let's come in, and now the choke point at the top. Wiser. once again.
Oh, harus pecah itu
Able to take out Albert. He might just be next.
Jadi korban
Troublemaker
ya.
up here. We got a slugfest here in the games of future. Troublemaker in trouble though under the tower. Back in
Ada darah putihnya. Tapi menjadi korban lagi.
Where's
Terlen.
Boots coming from? Is it the
Everywhere,
EXP
bro.
lane all the way to the right? Like, he is just bringing shockwaves into RCC's comp at this point. Every time you would see an engage, he is there. His presence is just uncontested, and we're seeing the turtle going to RCC. It's a good take here, right? Economically, we do see that Onic is controlling the board, but RCC is clapping back in some key areas.
Controlling the board on the map. This jungle is theirs now. Onic, Sans, and Keyboy are the captains of this ship.
Sangat luar biasa ya.
I mean, Boots walks in the tribush, almost gets locked up there. Able to send him back to base. RCC at this point needs to buy some time. They gotta get Troublemaker to where he needs to be. They gotta get Wiser to where he needs to be. And he's 2 kills behind, and that's not what you want to see at 5 minutes in.
Kyrie over here trying to make some plays, but in the bot lane.
One pecah.
Troublemaker comes in, but a crossbow takes
One
off.
pecah,
Walks out the
guys.
castle, takes him out. Troublemaker keeps on fighting, pushes it
Pecah
around the
lagi,
course,
cuman
looking for
ya
more
habis.
hits, but can't find it 'cause
Habis
Sans
tadi ultinya.
locks him down.
RCC.
Inside as well, Kyrie just all over the place. Onic giving no time
Dia
to
sama
breathe.
lord kecilnya ya.
Onic is letting the dog out at this point. You said RCC needed to. Onyx bringing the pain right now. RCC, they just need to. I think they're putting too much onto the gas pedal right now.
Yeah, they need to slow that down because Onic, one of the most
Kenceng
aggressive
banget.
teams in the world.
Gue narik-narik nih.
Going wide under the tower, willing to take the death.
Kayak menjadi korban di sini ya.
I mean, at this point, when you're this far behind, a trade is not bad, especially if it's on the enemy jungler.
It is true, and we can kind of see something a little bit different here, picking up by Sans, right? They're building the anti-heal already, the Necklace of Durance, just to counter quite a bit of their team. I think it's to counter Troublemaker, the shield that he gets, as well as Castle's sustainability. So they're already planning against RCC. It is 12-3 in 7 minutes. Right now, I like the takes, right? RCC attempting to take the bottom lane, take that tower, take as much as you possibly can from Onic at this point. It's still only the second turtle, if I'm not mistaken. So you still got a Lord. You got to find a place to fight. Look at Boots on the hunt, on the prowl for RCC.
Yeah. I mean, let's be real though. RCC does have big set potential, big play potential. They could pull off something crazy, try to turn this around. This is what I keep saying. This is what differentiates the boys from the men. When you're 3, 4, 5K behind, you make the play that matters. It's really going to come down to QP here. Can he get the set of his life?
It is true. And we've seen that in previous games. One explosion can make it or break it. But one thing that I got to point out is that Onic, they're not really sticking together. They understand that there's a heavy spin on the board. They understand that there's an implosion on the board. And also, they have the final slash from Castle, right? So there's a lot of team control, though they're looking like they're going to stack up here.
Numpuk lagi teman-teman dari Royal RCC diangkat sama si itu loh. Kyrie loh.
Which normally I would say it'd be good to make your own plays on the board. When you're this far behind, you're just trying to staunch the blood. You're just trying to stop them from taking more. And if that means kind of following them, huddling up under your towers, that's okay because they need to buy time.
It's all a strategic plan. It's kind of like a little bit like chess, right? If you can keep your presence on the board, get your vision, and then, like you just said, kind of corral them.
Besok menarik banget ya kita nontonin RRQ versus AP Brand kuning-kuning.
If you keep it under the tower, then you have it's like 6 against 5, right? And the tower hits harder. And again, we have 13 seconds to the next Lord. This goes to show that we can see RCC is attempting to set the board, right? Onic, I like it. This is what we see from a lot of teams, to stay mid, to control the pressure of the mid lane, and then take the Lord and collapse in on a team when you bait them.
Gila,
Does
Onic
RCC
kuat
take
banget
this little
guys.
bait from Onic?
You know, you mentioned anti-lifesteal earlier. We got the Necklace of
Kuat
Endurance from
banget
Sans,
Onic.
and now we got the Sea Halberd from Albert as well. Albert wants Troublemaker to come in there. Albert wants Troublemaker to dive towards him so he can pop the second skill, CC away, you know, get the nullification, and then get the angle to pop the ultimate. And by then, he's already weakened you enough to where he can get the kill. So RCC needs to be careful about how they engage this. Albert had 3 items.
Udah mulai dicolek-colek di sini. Apakah ini terjadi game yang sangat cepat ya?
It's gonna be a while until Wiser can even output any major damage in this game.
Oh, gila, main pemain Rusia mainnya sama jempol guys. Yang kayak gitu. Wah, mata gue yang salah lihat. Lu perhatiin lagi.
Whatever they can. Do we see possibly a conceal play and do something here? But you can see the mid being controlled. Onic kind of baiting the Lord at this point. This could be a good response if they can take Sans. They might have a little bit of a play.
Wih, di all in Kairinya. 5 yang masuk. Pecah.
He gets up to the top, flies to the sky, and gets the kill, but he's finally taken out. Troublemaker able to take him. Castle and Albert off the field, and the next fall is Wiser. But Troublemaker still claws in trouble, making mayhem. Kyrie on the run, but Troublemaker doesn't want to let him get away. QP taken out from Sans, though.
Nafsu banget itu Troublemaker. Ngeliat Kyrie setetes bukan timnya sih, jadi nafsu gitu karena setetes gitu guys.
Like 1 HP.
I know.
And
I thought he was gone.
So did I. He was gone. He was
he's
gone. He's in the sky. Watch it here. It was literally 1
Kenceng
HP.
banget tangan Albert guys emang.
Albert online. Crossbow Tang engaged. RCC now on the run, and Kyrie being chased here, just putting the pressure on to RCC, and then look, the team came behind Kyrie. Onic not leaving a man behind.
Air jungler Indonesia itu Albert.
Take that win if they could have just got the kill onto Albert, but those are shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and it's only close and hand horseshoes and hand grenades. This is Mobile Legends right here. You can't have close calls. You got to be able to finish the job, and RCC wasn't able to do it, and that's what Onic is here to do now.
Onic 16-4. They're looking to take out as much as they possibly can with this Lord, and you can already see if they're able to take out some of these tier 3 inhibitors that are left standing on the base, it's going to be a huge play, and they utilize this Lord to the fullest. Now, RCC looking like they're mounting up great defense. Again, we're getting into the 13-minute mark. Could be a little bit of a tide turner. We've seen one tick and implosion turn the tides on a Lord push like this.
Nice knock up onto the back line. Gonna send Castle back to the fountain to get some health. One shot. Gonna try to zone things away. The Lord still at 50% health.
Angkat itu tapi nggak ada minion ya guys ya.
Up to the top side. They're not gonna try to fully engage in. They just came here for inhibitors. It's first Lord, and that is a good push in my book. Onic could stop here if they wanted to, but they're still keeping it aggressive. They're holding a lead of about 8,000 gold. They can do this if they want, as long as they're careful for QP.
Yeah, and I think we'll see if they possibly they're peeling.
Pecah Wan. Aduh, tapi Wan-Wannya mati guys. Chasing by Popheus, Troublemaker.
Onic got what they came for. All they lost was Albert.
I mean, that's a good go. First Lord, 2 inhibitors down, mid lane inhibitor almost down, like halfway HP, like crazy. I mean, Onic looking really good.
Out of that orange buff too. Lost the emote as he's walking away. Disgusting.
No, it's like that cherry on top. They're just doing them dirty. RCC, what they really need to do, they're doing decent. They had an implosion, but Onic just replied so well. And again, I do think that they're being baited out of their base at this point. Onic is like kind of slowly freezing lanes, keeping them at bay. 8 seconds to the next Lord, which is why that we see RCC, they know this is make it or break it for them right here in round 1. They have to contest this Lord. Somehow, some way, do something.
Watch for T-Boy here. Watch for T-Boy here. One shot is able to get the heavy spin off, but that is utility gone right before the Lord fight. RCC needs to buy some time as QP tries to find an angle, but Sans and T-Boy are there to keep them away. Royal Cyber Lord Club is just unable to do anything here.
Hilang boy. Mencoba mencuri, dapat boy. Tapi Lord dapat sama Fairy juga ya. Oke lah, this time to end.
Onic, get the Lord, and one more along with it. Onic not gonna slow down. We got no breaks here. There's minions on your base, and we are ready to fight.
Look at Sans. Huge pressure. Just right there in the mid.
Gila, San.
It's going to be barreling down. RCC going to have to
Kayaknya
mount up
VP
the
nih.
greatest defense of their life at this point. Onic, the
Dapat lagi sama T-Boy, tapi diputar sama Akai. Susah Albert kan sama Pove guys. Boots MVP. Tarik lagi boy. Ngeri banget defense dari Royal Cyber ya.
Yeah, this is, I mean, Onic at this point, insane. But again, I was surprised that RCC was able to defend that, right? That was such a great play by Troublemaker to be able to lock down Albert, and that it gave RCC time to breathe. This is the moment that they need to utilize to capitalize on. And again, if they could possibly take a Lord, that would give them even more breathing room. Onic needs to keep the pressure up. You have the gold lead. You might want to take out Troublemaker because he's causing a bit of trouble.
Look at his items right now. He's one item away from being fully stacked. This is where Royal Cyber Esports Club needed to be.
Exactly. And again, RCC not going down without a fight. Even it being 19-6. Right now, Onic again kind of freezing up the lanes. I like what they're doing here. They're controlling the Lord pit. And RCC, again, they're just trying to get as much as they can, kind of taking a look at some of the items, something that could be a key factor here. Again, Wanwan still doesn't even need boots at this point, which is a huge plus for them, but you got to watch out. We see that Wiser is now online, all items secured, Malefic Roar, Demon Hunter, Golden Staff, and Rose Gold Meter, which will allow them to survive in a fight if need be. Kind of looking at, we see immortalities being picked up by both sides.
Lord muncul di sini. Karena posisi seperti ini, tim RCC harus berhati-hati. Onyx pun begitu ya, karena udah sama-sama dibilang hampir atau udah pada full item. Per itemnya udah pada dapat masing-masing.
on the carry. Well, Weiser is bringing in the damage right now, and it does seem to be working out a little bit, but that means Weiser has to be careful. Could easily get one-shotted by Sans, could easily get taken out by Albert, or even Boots, if Boots is able to lock on to the back line with the bravest fighter. But here comes Keyboy, flickers
Tarik
in, use it
mantap.
all, just for Castle, and they find it.
Castle.
One down, and I think it's worth it, especially before Lord, but here comes Troublemaker, causing trouble, once again to the backside. Pops winner Truncheon, still able to hold up, but Boots comes in delayed, and Albert finds the kill. The implosion on the two
Kejepit
members
one shot.
might not be
Harus
enough.
N ini.
Albert the front line. Does take a little bit of damage. Weiser has to run away. Albert able to find the double kill.
N ini,
Getting
N.
the triple, yes. Albert now holding the front line, looking for QP, looking for the Maniac, looking to finish things off the right way. The immortality pops. They're not going to waste any time. A Maniac
Maniac.
for Albert.